It's day 8 of the Rabobank Hockey World Cup 2014 from The Hague in the Netherlands, and it's South Africa versus the Netherlands. So the men in action again, their penultimate pool game, and it's against South Africa. There it is, Robert van der Horst, the captain, set to bring out the players, lead his team out for the 4th time in this tournament. 3 wins from 3 so far for the Dutchmen. Sitting comfortably on 9 points with that game in hand. Argentina actually topping the pool at this stage. We'll show you all those details shortly, but for now, let's introduce the players to the arena. Now, hopefully you can sense that atmosphere through your computer screens, through your televisions at home, because it is pumping out there at the Caio Sira Stadium. Far side of the pitch, bathed in sunshine. The crowd awash with orange shirts, flags, and Dutch flags. But what an atmosphere. South Africa are really going to have their work cut out today. Ranked 12th in the world against the Netherlands, who are ranked 3rd. And both sides and their young mascots setting up for the national anthems. Bit of an away fixture, this one, for South Africa.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now starting with the national anthems of both teams. Dames en heren, de volkslieder van beide teams door trompetist Peter van Dinten.
Well, listen to that reception for the South African team. Fantastic. Now brace yourself for the Netherlands national anthem. What about that? Well, one eye on the semi-finals. Here's how things stand at the moment. The top 2 teams qualifying for the semi-finals. At the moment, it would be Argentina and the Netherlands. Netherlands with that game in hand against South Africa. Argentina having won their game today rather convincingly by 5-0 against Korea. The other men's result today going in Germany's favour. Finished New Zealand 3, Germany 5. So there a look at the South African lineup, with Austin Smith, the captain, leading the way. Robinson, Patton, Madsen, Smith, Drummond, Hikes, Jones, Halkett, Pieterse, Reid-Ross and Panther in the starting 11. No goals as yet for South Africa, so maybe something for the coach to be concerned about. We leave the South Africans to have a look at the Netherlands lineup. Stockman in goal. Jolie, Bakker, Verger, Kemperman, Bart, Hoffman, ever dangerous in the 22 shirt. Sander Devine, captain Robert van der Horst wears number 24. Sevi van Ast dangerous on the counter-attack, and then Mink van der Veerden there at the bottom of the starting 11. The machine from the head of the D at the penalty corners. Well, we can just about hear ourselves speak. Paco Vasquez of Spain props up one end, and Raghu Prasad, the Indian umpire, the other. They'll guide us through this game. And myself, Michael Absalom, and with me shortly, Simon Mason in the commentary box. Let's this game underway. Last one of the day, day 8, South Africa versus the Netherlands. There's our pushback from South Africa, playing from right to left, then attacking the goal away to our left-hand side. Sevi van Ast getting in an early steal here. South Africa dispossessed straight away onto the back foot, despite having the pushback. This is Bakker now. Just lays it off to Hoffman. Crossfield ball, takes a little deflection from Reid-Ross, and it'll be a sideline ball. Simon Mason alongside me in the commentary box, the GB and England former goalkeeper. He's been in many a situation like this. Have you ever experienced an atmosphere quite like it, Simon?
Every now and again over the course of a very privileged career that I had, but it was always from the opponent's fans. It was always out here in the Netherlands or out in India and Pakistan in the face of, what, here tonight 15,000, but out there maybe 20, 25, 30. But it's an incredible atmosphere to play in. Fills you with energy and makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck.
Well, the Netherlands can 100% cement their place in the semi-finals with a win here this evening against South Africa. That's certainly what Paul van Ast will be hoping for. 12 points from their first 4 games. Long way to go. Anything can happen, but the Netherlands much favoured to win this one.
Yeah, and if you just look at Julian Hike's original position defensively, South Africa setting out a half-court press.
Jolie attacks down the right-hand flank, gets the ball in. Pieterse has to get something on it. It'll be a long corner.
Jolie just slapping across, renowned for his hitting pace. Pieterse having to get a big left boot to deflect it away out of danger.
Drummond loses out to Verger. Hoffman will take the hit. Tried to pop it in the D for Kemperman, couldn't pick it up, reverse stick. So South Africa with the 16.
And right from the start, Coach Fabien Gregory stepping forward and saying force them to the outside. Don't let them come into the head of the circle. If you leave spaces for them, the early interchange that we've seen, the drop-off passes and the overlaps are going to come into play for the Netherlands.
Fantastic interception over there on the far side from Sander Devine. Picked that one above his head. Perfectly legal now. At international level, at least. Robert van der Horst into the midfield. Bart plays the 1-2 with him back to his skipper. Jolie now in the left half position, pushing it forward, and the Dutch just trying to get an overlap here. This is Bart again, looks forward, throws it into Bakker. Bakker peels out. Hoffman to his right-hand side. Bakker going all the way. There's Hoffman, that's surely a goal for the Dutch to get going. An easy tap in for Sevi van Ast. The space just opened up. A series of 1-2s. Van Ast getting the final touch. South Africa 0, Netherlands 1.
And it opened up so easily for the Netherlands. Billy Bakker's run, just dropping the ball under his arm. Beautiful cross. Van Ast with the easiest to finish. Goes cheek to the defender's knee, but that ball from Bakker, delightful across to Hoffman. Van Ass launching himself at it to finish, and the impact there. Oh, it's on his hand, actually. I thought it was his face that had got it. Great early goal for the Netherlands.
4 minutes gone. Netherlands already 1 up. Well, South Africa really on the back foot here. Some good cover defending from Lloyd Norris-Jones. Good step from Mink van der Weerden to sustain this period of possession. Verga now in field. Kemperman, overlapping run now from Devine. He has a go, comes steaming forward. Wonderful tackle on the edge of the D. That was Austin Smith, the captain. Clean tackle, an important tackle too.
Austin Smith having to step in incredibly hard as Devine tried to drift around the outside. Smith putting a shoulder in, reaching on the forehand.
Already substitutes being sent out by Paul Van Ass. It's Gallagher and Hertzberger waiting on the halfway line. Verga comes off for Gallagher. Perfect start for the Netherlands, Simon.
Yeah, and South Africa had backed off. They'd set the half-court press to try and deny the Netherlands any space and give them the outsides, not the insides, but getting unpicked because Bakker picked it from one side and drove. Pick, roll, run. Picked it, turned his shoulders and accelerated across the pitch to change all of the passing angles.
Look out, here comes the Mexican wave right in front of us. It's going to go round a few times, I imagine. Up go the crowd. They've already been up off their seats once already inside the first 4 minutes. South Africa with a chance to level things up here, though. On the baseline, the ball comes across and tipped over the crossbar. Final touch came from Gallagher. Long corner.
Super run from Hague down into the deep into the circle. Stockman comes out behind Gallagher. In the end, getting the ball safely out of trouble, but that could so easily have popped into their own net from that angle.
Smith forward to Reid Ross. Nice little floated ball into the 25 with Robinson. Always one of the passionate players that you see eyes closed during the national anthem for Jonathan Robinson.
That's fine.
Easy to spot out there as well. He's the, well, let's describe him as a surf dude. The one with the long hair floating around the edge of the D.
What a lovely pass. Unfortunate, can't be picked off by Norris-Jones, leading out on his backhand. A long, raking, open-handed slap down the pitch.
Right.
Well, Netherlands working so hard inside the first 6 minutes. They've made another series of 4 changes. Vermeulen comes on, Hertzberger on, Balkenstein, Van der Linden, all coming on. Verga waiting too. Kemperman. Oh, lovely turn of pace from Kemperman, just shielding the ball down this right-hand flank, keeping possession. That was a clever bit of play.
Well, Kemperman's realised he's got nothing forward, so he can just turn his feet round and just play the ball back around his back three. His back three so strong that the lateral transfer is 2 passes, almost immediate.
Very obvious that the Dutch just putting a little lift on a lot of what they do, whether it's dribbling away from players, just a little pop back there as well that had a slightly raised ball, keeping it away from South Africa, but now South Africa have it back. Chance to counter-attack again through Norris-Jones, cuts in field, goes himself, hasn't got any support. Straight onto the flat stick of Jolie.
Yeah, you got to say 1 versus 4 isn't particularly good odds when that unit of 4's headed up by Jolie, and when he comes off and interchanges, Balkenstein pops it himself. Both players of immense experience, physical presence in the middle of the defence.
Acres of room down here. Devine comes forward with it, only for a second though. Vermeulen holding that central midfield role. Van der Horst, as he is always, at the back. Hertzberger, poor first touch from him, takes it out of play. Hertzberger, the goal scorer the other night, when the Dutch side beat the Germans here in front of another packed capacity crowd. What a game that was. We're expecting a few more goals in this one.
And the Dutch quite happy a moment ago when they had all that space down the right-hand side. The Dutch quite happy to hold the ball, be measured in their approach, not trying to force it through channels yet. Absolutely no need. They have got flair, and more flair when they want it. Right now they can just remain a bit more composed.
Flair cubed. Here come South Africa, head of the D, I know, came up off Norris Jones.
Leave the ball, come on. Leave the ball.
He was penalised for it coming off his body. We see here, it's just before that it hit his body, but Norris Jones taking the ball left to right. That little dink you were talking about, Mike, taking the ball to the air, and it's a sign of a player with immense personal confidence that they know, even though it takes it into a more difficult handling position, popping the ball up, they have confidence of the feel that they've got on the end of the stick, and they can run through space with that degree of control.
Little aerial ball over to Balkestein, takes control inside the defensive territory though now for the Netherlands. Again, another lifted ball, takes it wide to the left-hand side with Devine, and now Verga coming back and doing some leg work. Balkestein back in to Verga, gets his eyes up. No options there, so back through the captain, Van der Horst. Balkestein again. South Africa having to work hard off the ball here. Van der Linden just plays it off Robinson's stick, sideline ball. Hoffman again all the way back into defensive territory. Coach screaming for a slightly higher press, and, well, skip past there. Hoffman just sneaking in behind. More danger here with the Dutch having numbers over. Verga comes forward now. Into Hoffman, plays the 1-2. Onto the reverse stick and scores! Verga adds a second. South Africa 0, the Netherlands 2. What a goal!
Great interchange. Verga's the end result. What a drop-off. Pieterse gets undone. He's anticipating a shot across his body. It comes like this. Look at that touch from Hoffman. Verga has already looked, going hard, straight down the middle. Pieterse's weight is all over the shot as it goes in between his kickers.
Valentin Verga adds a second for the Netherlands, much to the crowd's delight. 10 minutes, goal every 5 at the moment, it seems. Well, what a start for the Netherlands. Netherlands ranked 3rd, hosting the World Cup this year, 3 times winners, but last time around only good enough for bronze. This time, in front of a home crowd, they're going for it, they're going for glory. 2-on-2 at the back, little nudge in the back there comes in. It's Solikile who's going to be punished.
Yeah, I think he's got away without a card there, but if he goes through that hard, it's just a nudge off Balkestein's shoulder. Balkestein going down hard, he's just got a wrap on the hand for his trouble.
Van der Veerden with that little lifted ball again. Austin Smith has to come across. Van der Veerden not able to slow down. Interesting hockey slap shot from Robinson over there, wasn't it? Not seen that for a while. Old school. And unfortunately, the final touch lets Drummond down.
Oh, now that's a moment that in training you used to have to call Gretzky before you played it.
Hertzberger, he'll recognise that he's got some space here. Gets his eyes up, cuts in field, one-on-one with Drummond. Reverse stick comes in. Reed Ross watches it to safety. Verga was lurking a little deeper in the D, as was Bakker. Hertzberger unable to find either.
Well, a little stick movement and then the reverse stick delivery hasn't gone hard, Hertzberger, taking the pace off it to make sure it stays flat.
Jolie brings the ball down. Mink van der Veerden, no penalty callers as yet, so haven't had a chance to see him shine this evening. South Africa again trying this high press, but again 2 high players eliminated. Balkestein comes right through the middle of the pitch now. Vermeulen picks up where he left off. Again just changing the angle with Van der Veerden down this right-hand flank. Sebi van Ast with the first time ball through to Hertzberger, gets it back, keeps it under control. Here's the last touch causing the dangerous play with the ball coming up. Austin Smith will take the free hit for South Africa. So the Netherlands, commanding start for them, 64% of possession and 64% of the time spent in their opponent's half. Verga concedes the long corner over on the far side. There's another bobbly pass. This time Panther can't control it. Vermeulen just looking to regain control in the centre of the field. Hertzberger dashes off. Bart is back on for the Netherlands. Jolie in possession.
And this is where, if the Netherlands are patient, they can just draw South Africa out. The line of attack from the South African front defence has been poor every time they've gone out individually, and Holland are then able to just go in little pairs behind them.
Yeah, they can operate like this all evening, the Netherlands. Mentioned they won it 3 times, 1973, 1990, and on home soil in Utrecht in 1998. That was the last time the men and women had their competition side by side. Really is turning out to be quite a few shocks over in the women's half of the draw, as that was an important save and a good pick-up from Halkett at the back.
The power from Jolie, he slapped that from 60 yards away from the South African goal, driving it deep into the South African circle. Don't know whether it was deliberately lifted, but you could suggest if he's put 6 inches of lift on that just to make it tricky.
Reid-Ross with a turn of pace. Justin Reid-Ross comes in field with that diagonal ball towards Drummond. Both of which played in the Hockey India League. Reid-Ross for the Ranchi Rhinos will see his pass go off into touch.
Lack of understanding, possibly caused by the noise in the stadium this evening. Unable to hear the calls. The drop-off off his shoulder was an option because there was space out there. The overlapping player had just checked his run.
Devine and Jolie just teaming up, a couple of paired passes, and Mink van der Weerden now almost in an indoor-style way, just keeping the ball between the 2 defenders in the back. Again, South Africa decide this is the moment to press, and then that's what the Netherlands want. That's when they're trying to make those eliminating passes. That one was the ball, but Hofman not quite able to get to it. The coach happy with how the press worked on that occasion.
Yeah, although I'm convinced that if you're stepping up 2 men in a frontline press, players of the Netherlands' characteristics can just skip past one and then they can still accelerate down the middle of the pitch, down the spine. The suggestion would be to, if you offset those front 2 in some way, you can deny the return pass quite easily, and then you can start to get the team, your opponent, playing just down one side of the pitch, condensing space.
A South Africa ball. Restart with Halkett. Billy Bakker stepping high for the Netherlands, and now they'll try and surround Madsen, but he gets that aerial forward to Drummond. Netherlands players were not 5 metres, so advantage South Africa. Just one high attacking forward in the form of Patton. Here he is now on the ball. Looks to get into the D, looks to get around, does so. Chance to get one back for South Africa. Tried to tuck it under his body, and it'll go for a long corner. Tane Patton coming close there along the baseline run, but now the Netherlands have it back. Fiercely contested competition going on there between South Africa and the Netherlands.
Okay, that's good there.
Just the sort of stuff you want to see, with Clinton Panther really getting stuck into Hofman over there.
Taking the back.
Slap ball forward, intercepted by Solekile. Oh, now Jonker absolutely skins his man, throws the ball forward. This is Kalama onto the forehand, now goes reverse and straight into the path of Pieterse. South Africa having to be sensible and smash it away, up to Drummond.
Well, Pieterse making the sliding block. The original pass was what created the chance. It was exceptional. Kalama in the end turning and just losing control. Pieterse's gone out and had to sweep with his stick. He was anticipating the ball coming closer to him and having to put himself in more of a barrier, so not ugly, but effective.
Austin Smith just changing the angle, goes onto the reverse stick to play that ball out wide. There's a floated ball forward to Robinson. Van der Horst gets to it first. Oh dear, there's going to be a card here, surely. That was ugly. Oh, he's lucky to be still on there after that. Well, it's very lucky escape for Jonathan Robinson. Awful tackle. Hertzberger brought down at the head of the D, but no foul that time called by the umpire. Have another look at this. Hertzberger coming into the D, then yeah, body checks the South African captain, and that's what he's been blown up for.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. He set that up. As Austin Smith's gone out on the reverse stick, Hertzberger's just chucked the ball out in front of him and just tried to draw the foul. No surprise, the outcome there. The Netherlands don't need to do that. They don't need to go through contested space. They've got enough skill and pace to just play the ball out into channels.
Clinton Panther comes forward, and there is Solikile again, looking to play that 1-2, but not as effective and efficient as the Dutch battery. Here they come again, with Kalama coming down the right-hand flank. This is Kemperman. Good defending from Austin Smith, kept his cool. Again, another one for Robinson to chase.
It took a really experienced head of Austin Smith to anticipate what Kemperman was going to do. As soon as he picked the ball up, he moved it about 6 inches left to right, which would normally put a defender off balance and allow that acceleration into space behind. Austin Smith read it and was just able to get enough of a touch.
First half is whizzing by, 16 minutes left to play in the first half. South Africa 0, Netherlands 2. Sevi Van As putting the Netherlands ahead on 4 minutes, and Verga adding a second on 10.
Yeah, and that's gone up off his own stick into his own mouth, so nothing coming out of that for Kalama. Now into a problem in the circle.
Oh dear. Lack of communication there. South African goalkeeper Pieterse had to come to it. Now South Africa come forward, this time through Swanepoel.
Yeah, good vision as they came forward down that left-hand side through Swanepoel. Saw the reverse stick, 45-degree reverse stick all the way across the pitch, and there was space. In the end, however, a poor touch from Tane Payton.
Van der Horst makes a bit of a hash of that one.
What a great one-handed pass.
Forward here, and can't get the shot off. Kicked away to safety by Stockman. Tane Patton causing all the trouble up there at the moment. Plays that pass now in to Panther. Panther for a long corner.
Oh, the one-handed free hit was exceptional down the middle of the pitch, with just enough lift to play it through a channel.
It's not needed, that's why I'm here, so I will advise him, all right? I didn't see it. I will tell you, yeah, but easy. Put us. Okay, play on!
Here's Jonker, who has already showing his skills down that left-hand flank since coming on. Basking in the evening sunshine over on the far touchline. Devine just, that's a little 1-2 with Kemperman. Van der Horst again getting put under pressure, sucking in 3 South African forwards there, though.
And look at the support run down the middle.
Yeah, it still goes all the way. Finds himself an acres of room. Keeper has to come, takes it in the chest pad, but that was Robert Van der Horst who started the move, and he almost finished it.
That's 80 yards of unbelievable running to be found in space. The team around him knew what was coming. Obviously, he does like to get forward at times, not necessarily with such a direct run, but it popped into space and he was able to execute on the backhand.
Yeah, the Dutch team just rotating there. That ball aimed at Hertzberger, came off a South African defender, so here comes the restart. Kalama just lifting it over the stick. Penalty corner, number 1 of the night for the Netherlands. Came up off the South African defender. Looked like it was Hague, the last line of defence. We'll get a closer look at it in the slow-mo replay in a second, but it's penalty corner number 1 of the night.
Well, the ball comes in down the baseline. It is indeed Hague as the last line of defence, but he's jabbed the ball up into his own chest to get it past Palima, who's coming down the baseline. There's no touch from Palima. It's all about Hague, and he makes the mistake. Pass into the circle there. We just see the ball in from Verga to Van der Horst. Pieterse needing to be on top form, to be aware of what's going on in front of him.
Yeah, please. Okay.
Sound system blaring out here. The Netherlands have their first penalty corner of the evening. No Mink van der Weerden on the pitch. Hertzberger's there though, and he'll take this from the head of the tee and scores. Hertzberger adding a 3rd on the evening. Jeroen Hertzberger, his 3rd of the tournament. It's now South Africa 0, Netherlands 3.
And as if the second goal wasn't enough, this one goes straight between Pieterse's feet again. The backhand undid him a moment ago with his weight wrong. Hertzberger just pushes that hard and flat down the middle. And the big South African goalkeeper unable to get his heels together in time. That's the easiest corner conversion you'll see.
Jeroen Hertzberger adding a 3rd goal on 23 minutes. And it's going to be a busy night for the South African goalkeeper. That one just creeping through as Van der Linden draws the foul. Kemperman with the restart. Comes back through Van der Linden.
And this is the kind of game where a team such as South Africa, if they're going to get something out of a night like this, you need all your players to be right on top form with a minimum number of mistakes. And the number of basic errors around the pitch in this first 25 minutes have been relatively high. Coach Fabian's not going to be particularly happy with that.
Here's Bakker inside the 25. Not on the score sheet tonight, but working hard over there. He's got Verga in support. Now Verga into playing with Bakker again, as they did so well in the early minutes of this game down the right-hand flank. Balkestein all the way around, Van der Horst. Well, circle penetrations, that tells a completely different story, doesn't it? 4 for South Africa, 6 for the Netherlands. The difference is Netherlands have scored from 3 of their 6 circle penetrations. There's another long corner. Verga with the restart.
Well, they might classify it as circle penetrations, but in terms of actual pressure and where the ball handling has been and the ball holding has been, Netherlands just completely dominant. And what you see with the Netherlands team that's on fire, playing so well, is the little give and go. South Africa trying to play a man-to-man back 4, but if the midfield don't track when the ball is passed, it means that you've got 2-on-1 eliminations all the way through your back division.
If you're just tuning in to the first half of this game, last game of day 8. The Men's Hockey World Cup, the women also in action here. The Netherlands leading, though, by 3-0 against South Africa. Long way still to go in this game.
Sorry, Mike. Admiring the skill from Van der Horst as he drives in.
Bakker's touch takes it away from him. He's still inside the circle, though. And going all the way here, Billy Bakker across the face of goal. Could have easily crept in far post. Verga was there lurking. Bakker just sensing there was a bit of space there. The South Africans with their feet completely the wrong side of the ball.
What a spin from Verga in the bottom corner to drive into towards the South African circle. But you're absolutely right, Mike. We see the spin round the feet here from Verga. What a lovely turn to get inside and eliminate. Earlier on, the fact that Bakker had so much space, that's a sign of a goalkeeper without a huge amount of confidence. Neither of his fullbacks could get anywhere near Bakker as he crabbed in on the forehand. The goalie had to take charge of that situation, drive out from the near post and put a block in front.
Certainly a unique way of entering the D, just crabbing along, as you say.
Because if you can get a ball carrying position that's so strong, the ball goes out to your back foot. You can use the left foot as somewhat of a shield to prevent tackles coming round, because the player has to reach round so much. Inevitably, they lean on the back or put a hand on the back of the opponent and can give away corners.
Van der Horst just back into defensive territory. Poor first touch from Balkestein. He had a good game defensively the other day, but a bit of extra pressure here. South Africa choosing the time to push their press up. Van der Linden now. Where will he go? Forwards or back? That one comes up off Reid Ross into him. And that's a wasted ball from Reid Ross.
Reid Ross saw the passing chance, but South Africa now having to backtrack and run full length backwards.
Jonker now onto the reverse stick. Plays the shot off the crossbar. And he's been blown up here for obstruction.
Obstruction. Watch the carrying position. Great ball to Jonker, but he takes it outside and puts his legs in the way of the tackle, preventing South African number 21, Jethro Eustace, from getting on the ball at all. It's touch and go, but the shot crashes against the joint of the post and the crossbar.
Seemed a bit harsh, that last blow from the umpire, but he didn't seem to complain too much about it.
No, I think it was on a fine line. It wasn't as much of an obstruction as we've seen with players running down the left-hand side, basically leaving the ball behind them and leading with the right shoulder. There it was a 50-50, but with these decisions, it's the player's reaction quite often justifies the decision or suggests they've got it right. If neither team goes up and objects, the umpires can be pretty comfortable.
Crunch ball, crossfield, goes under Lloyd Norris-Jones's stick. 7 minutes left to play. Netherlands peg back into their bottom right-hand corner as they attack. But South Africa sitting right off on a half-court press. That means Balkestein can literally tiptoe forward. That's what he's doing at the moment. Utayoli.
It's only now that the South Africans step out as Hague steps out and tries to influence where Valkenstein can go to. It's a better position if it goes away from Valkenstein. If you've identified that he's the primary distributor, once it pops away to another player, you can step up on him and deny the return ball. The problem for South Africa is that the Netherlands have got about 4 distributors who could all be considered primary.
Oh, lovely ball from Sevi van As. Jonker gets a little touch in there as well. Here comes Hofman coming forward. He's got Devine ahead of him. Will he lay it back? Yes, he does. Hofman was there, ready to take the shot, but as was the South African defender, Halkett, nibbling away at his toes. Now Bart comes forward across the 23-metre line. Good arced run. Across the face of goal comes the shot. Jonker was there. Bakker tries to get the shot off. He thinks it's a long corner. The umpire says no. Restart, 16-yard hit.
How much pace through the middle of the pitch. You see Hofman just pop it away, and all of a sudden the ball across from Callum as an option onto the far post. Hofman unable to get the return. Austin Smith bossing it off his shoulders.
Yeah, good work too there from Austin Smith in defence. Drummond over the ball. Now forward to Heights. No way through there. Mink van der Weerden providing a ample orange wall. That will suffice, and that's a bit of a hopeful first touch into the D. Mink van der Weerden now. Dutch get out of a rather close-knit situation, and now again a chance to accelerate through Rogier Hofman. Sevi van As with the shot, goes far post to Halema. Jonker taps it in. It's come in off a Dutch player though. Came in off the body and will not count. Strong attack though, all the way from their own half, that defensive left-hand corner.
Unbelievable interchange. Hofman with such pace, looks up, plays the ball. All of a sudden there is nothing. Van As has got all the time in the world, goes across the goal. Jonker tries to finish, and in the end it's Halema that hits his foot.
Thanks, buddy. Denies him a goal. Have to buy him a beer at the end if they win the World Cup.
Now look, Van der Weerden's advanced position suggesting how much on the front foot the back line can get.
This is Van As now on the baseline. Vermeulen in front of him, just makes that lead run away from him to open up some space here inside the D. Vermeulen looking for a foot, aware where his teammates are. Sevi van As now dribbles round. It'll be a long corner. Acres of room here for the Netherlands. Valkenstein on this near-field position with Devine outside him.
Well, Valkenstein, as he's picked that on the right-hand side, he's immediately cut in field. And that movement off the line of receipt or off the line of pass. You see the replay, though. This is going across the goal, comes back to Jonker. And Jonker trying to play into the goal. Hits Halema square on the calf.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Obviously have to hit it in with your stick, and ideally not off your teammate. Here's Hertzberger, already has one this evening. Added the Netherlands' third goal on 23 minutes. Here's Jonker in around the back again. Jonker across the face of D. Surely a fourth goes in. This time it's Kemperman. Gets his name on the score sheet. South Africa trail by 4-0. So 4 goals, 4 separate goal scorers. This the latest.
Ball pulled back, Jonker got his eyes up, defensive touch. Kemperman with the easiest to finish. We've criticised Peterson, but there's nothing he could do about that. Kemperman with time to swing after Norris Jones had pretty much put it on the end of his stick.
All the time in the world to shoot there, Rogier Hofman. Kemperman hitting the backboard on 33. Well, there's the members of the South African support staff, assistant coach, also radioing their messages down to Fabian Gregory, pitch side, the head coach of South Africa.
Well, South Africa will be wanting to be positive and getting on the front foot, but every time they throw an extra man forward, the danger is that when the Netherlands then counter with the 3 and 4 men interchanges that we've seen, there isn't the tracking potential, because just that exchange of forward and backward running, tiring the South African midfield, allowing the orange wave to move up the pitch.
Not really seen any shots to trouble Jaap Stokman in this first half. Sadly, no goals for South Africa in this tournament. This their 4th game of the Hockey World Cup. Got that tough game ahead as well against Argentina, who currently head the table. But if you add tonight's win, and that certainly looks the way it's going for the Netherlands, would take them back to the top, and they would qualify for the semi-finals. Australia, of course, already qualified from the other pool. They've won 4 of their 4 games, the only other unbeaten side in the men's half of the draw. Belgium and England will play out in what is going to be labelled a quarter-final in their final pool game. That to look forward to tomorrow, of course.
Well, the Netherlands quite happy just to play the ball, 2-pass transfer around the back, midfield leading back into space. Kempman going very, very long.
Jab tackle away from Swanepoel. Jonker keeps going though, fancies it. Here's Verga, he's going to get to the ball first. No, there was a free hit just before. Verga pulled out of the challenge knowing that there was a free hit there. Hertzberger backs off from Kempman and neither of them come away with the ball. Final few seconds tick off the clock, then the crowd will come to life and play their part again to count that down to the half. And what a half it's been for the Netherlands. Goals for Sevi van As, Valentin Verga, Jeroen Hertzberger and Robert Kemperman adding at the very death there. So at half-time, South Africa 0, Netherlands 4. Super first half. Great teamwork from the Netherlands, 1-2ing as often as they could around South Africa, whose defence looks static at times. Match 24 going the Netherlands' way. We're halfway through it. 4 goals in it. How many more still to come? It's been entertaining. It's certainly the way all the teams want to be playing their hockey here. We've enjoyed the first half. Hopefully you have too. We'll be back with all the second half action as well. The water cannons doing their thing, layering the pitch with some water at half-time. The players take a break. We'll take a short break as well, but come back for the second half at half-time. It's South Africa 0, Netherlands 4. Superb bit of skill from Jonker. Boom. Boom, banger, bang. So the last little bit of water going on the pitch here. There, a look back at some of the stats. Sadly, no shots for South Africa. Sadly, no goals. And then circle penetrations, 14-4 in the Netherlands' favour, who've dominated the possession and have that one penalty corner from one converted by Hertzberger. Simon Mason alongside me in the commentary box. Easy to get on Facebook as well and Twitter at @FIH_hockey. You can hashtag your tweets and you can get more access to behind-the-scenes photos, videos on our Facebook page as well. You've been tweeting today, Mace?
Yep, certainly have got involved with some of the social media, some comments coming in about how dominant you use the word masterclass. And for the Netherlands, it's just relentless. It's all of them, all of the time. They come again and again and again.
Well, the players just starting to emerge for this second half. A few of the crowd have gone out to get themselves some chips and mayonnaise and a few beers as well. The announcer here in the stadium doing his best slow-mo impression, and the crowd loving it. Slow-mo Mexican wave, look at that. That is actually real time. Oh, that's fantastic. Who needs our slow motion, guys? Well, that's how to do it. I've never seen anything quite like it.
Well, unfortunately for South Africa, at times they look like they were running in slow motion with the speed and the ferocity of the Dutch counter-attacks. Movement off the line, all the South Africans can do is they just need to defend that line to goal, ball body goal, get in the way of it, deny the straight line route.
Well, we'll let the slow motion Mexican wave continue its journey around the stadium. About a minute and a half till pushback. So let's get the thoughts of the South African coach ahead of the second half. Here's Quinton Hull with him.
Well, Fabian, it's a very tough scoreline to read, but what do you see is the difference between these two teams after 35 minutes of hockey?
Yeah, I think they overloaded exceptionally well on the right-hand side. We didn't deal with it very well. We also gave a hell of a lot of ball possession away, and the turnover moments just killed us. We play high up in their area of the field, but then the turnover moments ends up with a circle entry against us, and we work on our counter cover, and it hasn't worked exceptionally well today. So players have got to stand up and be counted in the second half.
We know you've got proud boys. How can you make sure that they hold it together here in this second half?
Yeah, I think it's important that we make a good start. They don't become bad players overnight, but I think they have to look at themselves and what they did in the first half. As I'm going to say again, too many individual errors and boys not taking charge of the zones of the field that they're responsible for.
Good luck, Fabian. Thanks for your time.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much for that insight as to what happened in the change room. So tough to keep the motivation going, particularly when you're behind, particularly when you're up against one of the best sides in the world. South Africa, remember, ranked 12th in the world in this pool game now against the world number 3, the Netherlands, who have the backing of this very vocal crowd. And it is the host nation to get us underway in the second half, leading by 4 goals at half-time. Sebi van As putting the Netherlands ahead after 4 minutes. Valentin Berger adding a second on 10. Hertzberger and Kemperman both adding their names to the score sheet as we join Van As up the attacking end. Mink van der Weerden now throws a ball in, wrong side of the goal though. Bakker and Berger, 2 targets inside the circle. Simon Mason alongside me in the commentary box for this second half. 4-0 the Netherlands lead, deservedly so. What can South Africa look to gain from this second half? What can they achieve?
Well, they need to make sure that they play with the patterns that they've got, and in order to get any degree of success, they're going to need to know their next pass before they get the ball, because if they dwell on it, the Netherlands are going to take them apart.
Kemperman makes a huge run at pace through the midfield there. Berger unable to get the ball across into the D, though, but he'd done a good 50-yard shuttle there and left his opposing number for dead. There is Kemperman, gets a good bit of a stick on that. Drummond bossed off the ball by Van der Veerden. Just the one goal from Mink van der Veerden in the tournament so far. Surprised he's not converted more penalty corner opportunities, Simon?
I'm not surprised. I think just the rotation means he's not been on the pitch as often, so Hertzberger's taken lion's share.
Berger inside the D. Vermeulen makes a loopy run off the pitch. Berger now gets that ball across to the head of the D. Controlled by Devine, comes forward through Rogier Hoffman, comes goal back onto the baseline. Looking for a way to prod it home. Bakker was there. Sevi Van As couldn't thread that ball through. Bakker looked a little bit ratty there that he didn't get an opportunity to get that one goal back. So 33 minutes left to play in this pool game. Netherlands at the moment will go to the top of the pool and qualify for the semi-finals. They're looking to add more goals. Open stick shot and finds the back of the net. That is a precision finish from Robert Kemperman to add the Netherlands' 5th goal. What an absolute ripper.
Boom! Kemperman destroys the net, but it was all about the first pass from Robert van der Horst in. Far corner from Kemperman, top corner. Peels back inside, doesn't go to the favoured backhand. Back foot squeezes into the turf. Could it have been any more in the corner? Van der Horst to come off the line to run down the middle. The easiest pass, but a class finish.
I want to be Robert Kemperman. What a goal. 5-0, Robert Kemperman on 38 minutes. Here they come again. Berger this time, reverse stick cross. It wasn't a shot, he just couldn't get to it. He's lying there exhausted on the ground, gets himself back to his feet.
Well, Berger goes backhand. He knows he's trying to get it across the circle. He's seen his teammates unable to just keep over the top of the ball, slicing underneath it. The toe of the stick, the front edge of the blade, just getting under the ball, lifting it way, way, way over the crossbar.
Well, he won't need a shower tonight. He's just had a soaking out there on the AstroTurf, sliding in, unable to keep that ball in, as you say. The Dutch already one goal in this second half to add to the 4 they got in the first half. Ball forward to Sevi Van As. Didn't intend to deflect that through, I don't think. Patton now. Just looking to interchange that pass with Hague. They've had it intercepted, though. Here is Kemperman, the goal scorer. 2 on the night. That crossfield ball intercepted by Panther.
There was a final touch from Panther. Kemperman going across field. Vermeulen originally cut into space. And once again, there was 3 Dutch players. As Vermeulen carried the ball, there's a high lead. And if you lead past the ball carrier at any point, you attract the defenders, which then creates a secondary space for support to come into.
Up off the body of Devine. Lucky to not get penalised for hitting the ball away there. Robinson, aerial ball. Umpire wants this retaken.
Thank you. Black.
Now we get underway. South Africa, their first phase of play. Reid Ross down the left-hand flank. Oh, lovely tackle. Berger just on all 4s. Uses the very tip of his stick to pinch it back for his team. Hoffman. Interception. Now South Africa come forward. A chance to get one back. The shot is scuffed, unfortunately, by Lloyd Norris-Jones, who did so well to break through the midfield there, just couldn't get the shot off.
Yeah, the interception from Robinson down the middle. Lloyd Norris-Jones driving, keeping the ball in his forehand, just went away from him, and his weight goes onto his right foot. You see here on the final touch, Waite's right foot as he tries to strike. There he's falling away from the ball, body weight away, touches the turf before the ball.
Drummond on the far post there of Jack Stockman as well. Stockman hasn't had too much to do this evening.
But it just goes to show, if you carry the ball carelessly, as the Netherlands did for pretty much the first time this game, down that midline, if you then get the ball taken off you, it's very difficult to get the defensive shape.
Hoffman again comes in, Bakker this time off the back foot, squeezes it, and lets rip into the bottom left-hand corner. Billy Bakker adds a 6th for the Netherlands on the evening. The crowd go wild, 6-0 up against South Africa.
What a strike, the delivery is inch perfect. Kick, back foot, body weight's pivoting, it's not falling away, he's just smashed through it. past Pieterse into the bottom corner of his goal mouth. What a pass into the circle. Back foot pop, smash.
A first World Cup goal of the 2014 campaign for Billy Bakker. He's on his way. He gets Netherlands' 6th goal here on 41 minutes. More to come, I think.
Oh, with 28 minutes to go, South Africa are going to have to look at their defensive shape. The man-to-man marking there on Bakker was pretty tight, but even so, he still got a shot away because he stepped away from his defender who didn't follow him into contact.
Panther tries to wiggle his way through the midfield, can't get past Devine. Does bring him crashing down, though, and wins the free hit. Free hit outside the 23-metre line, so this can come directly in. Look for that deceptive slap hit in. There it is, looking for a deflection. It's taken away from goal by van der Linden. Floris van der Linden there, intercepting the ball, taking it for a long corner. There's the restart, which finds Robinson. Lovely little chip ball through into the D now. Robinson, squeeze shot, again, not much power behind it. Van der Linden again comes away with it. Penalty corner. The umpires have conferred there and there. A foot being shown by Paco Vasquez. Well, we're going to see a video referral here because the Netherlands don't think there was a foot in there. It was the umpire on the far side that said it was a foot.
Okay, I'll come back to you.
And Raghu Prasad will now contact the video umpire.
Hello, Raghu.
We give a PC for the foot. The Netherlands are telling it's not a foot, it's a kick. Can you look for me, please?
Yes, okay. We're looking for a foot or not foot.
Affirmative.
That's a fairly calm Andy Mayer. There's the edge of a stick there as the ball comes down. Does that hit the inside of the foot of van der Linden as he rotates before he comes out of the circle?
Paco, let's stop talking. Paco, let's stop that.
Have another look at it from this angle here. Well, that's not
obscured.
conclusive.
Yeah. Can't see from that. This one, it's another back foot shot, but compared to Billy Bakker, it's a completely different body shape, and it's bobbled and bottom-edged.
It should be the one.
What can we see here? That hits nothing. Van der Linden rotates through
Hi, Raghu.
that space.
Yes, Andy.
There is no foot there at all, so therefore restarting with a bully, and Holland keep their referral.
Thank you very much.
All crystal clear in the end. We'll have a bully at the head of the D. And the Netherlands keep their referral. 6-0 up here against South Africa. There's the South African women watching on. They played earlier today as well. A nail-biting finish to that game. It was 3-3 right to the very end against China for the South African women. And then eventually conceding a goal right at the death. China winning the game by 4-3. The men here trail by 6-0 to the host nation. Hertzberger goes to ground, draws the foul. Straight back up and down to business again.
Play, nothing, play.
Play waved on by the umpire, and Kemperman doing the hard work to get back and win the free hit. He's having a great game out there, 2 goals on the night.
Well, to Solakila as he came down that side, no support calling, he had nothing in front of him, but didn't have a clue that Kemperman was doing the chasing back. The team need to really work together, and as they get into difficult positions, talk to each other. They need to rotate through their defensive lines just to make sure they get people into the right places.
Wait. Over there.
Callum was keen to get going. Van der Linden ends up with the restart. Balkenstein to Devine. 18 circle penetrations in the game now for the Netherlands. Just 6 for South Africa, a majority of those coming in the first half.
Well, and of those 6, the outcome's so limited.
Bart now races down this left-hand flank, cuts in field, one-on-one with Robinson here. Can he find a foot? Can get the cross in. Jonker with the final touch.
16.
Well, Jonker saying that wasn't him and can't quite believe that. We'll get a closer look at it here.
Yeah, Sander Bart is a great ball through. Jonker attacks it, but I don't think it came off his stick at any point in that. I think it was Lloyd Madsen in the end who deflected it over the baseline.
Good reason to be grumbling at the umpire then. Ball's on the halfway line then with South Africa in possession. No shooting opportunities in the game for them as yet. 25 minutes remaining. Both sides with their video referral intact. A foul there as Balkestein again throws his body on the line. He's a warrior out there, loves it, absolutely loves it.
Well, the Dutch are a good meter, pace-wise quicker than their opponents tonight, and therefore when a player tries to run back, as Jean-Pierre Devoux did just a moment ago, when it goes shoulder to shoulder, you're chasing from behind, you're always going to flatten the person who's running away from you with a little bit of momentum.
Maybe just a word on the players' fitness in a set. Well, after we've seen this attack with Halema trying to get the penalty corner, free hit earned outside. Love to pick your brains on the levels of fitness of these players and how that's developed over the years. Let's just play out this passage of play, though, with the Netherlands first, with Halema in control and a Reed Ross tackle. Again, it'll be a free hit outside. Has to be taken on the dotted line and cannot go directly into the shooting circle here. Kemperman making the overlapping run for Sevi van Ass's pass. Deep now to Balkestein. Plenty of room over on the right-hand side. Little aerial ball floated across for Van der Linden, who brings it down and strides forward with it. Crunching tackle comes in, though, from Devoux. South Africa have it back, playing some nice 1-2 touch hockey, but in their own defensive quarter. Now Devoux carries the ball forward. Finds Mink van der Weerden, and that's a foul. So South Africa have the ball and in possession. Let's talk about levels of fitness, Mace.
Well, fitness-wise, the game has changed so much. The introduction of the self-pass really increased the pace significantly. These guys out there tonight and all of the international athletes, they can move and compete at 90–95% of their maximum intensity for long periods of time. Your average sportsman just can't do that.
Drummond with the restart. This is Robinson. Just changing the angle once or twice. Wade Patton all the way through. He gets the shot off as well and forces that left foot kicker save from the Netherlands goalkeeper Stockman, standing tall. Got the kicker behind it, but a good run from Patton, a good shot. It was on target, the first that the South African side have had.
Or could he have been more nonchalant? It was basically the bottom of the left foot, and yep, I got that.
Jab tackle from Bart. Bit of stick in there as well, I think. South Africa with the ball outside the 23-metre line. Again, expect this one to come slapped into the D. A little bit of deception on it, possibly. Just opens the wrists and can't get it past Bart, who just stood his ground. Verga, one-touch play to back up. Sevi van Ass absolutely caning it up the left-hand flank. Verga now gets his eyes up. Bakker ahead of him. Final touch away from Swanepoel. Swanepoel just tapping it out for a long corner, which Bakker will take.
That transfer from defence to attack, the Netherlands making it look so simple. In terms of making it look simple, the psychology of these players, because they are so dominant and have played so well, exhibited by Stockman, because he can just relax, as opposed to Pieterse, who's let in a couple of goals, looks a little bit fragile, is so wound up about the whole event, it quite often means you're a bit too tense.
Cross ball comes in and Reed Ross is there to meet it and greet it and says thank you very much. Taps it back out to his teammate, who then throws the aerial forward. It'll go off into touch. It's relieved a bit of pressure, but Verga will have another stab here. All the way out around with Balkestein, the distributor at the back, to Jolie. Mink van der Weerden on this near touchline. Will they come back and around? Yes, they will. Balkestein, not shy, will have a crack down that midfield. Draws in the foul. Solekile sucked in and spat out.
Yeah, drawing in the foul is exactly right, because he knew what was behind him, and that if he took his stick off the ball, the shave tackle could come in. So in just popping back into contest, knew they'd be able to get the free hit.
Good vision from Verga to play in Van der Weerden. Ball forward to Hertzberger. Now the Dutch able to put a bit of a squeeze on here down in that left-hand corner for the South Africans. They choose their time to go. Verga picks up the ball and dispossesses Swanepoel.
Swanepoel looking upset by that because Verga came in hard with a very, very strong flat stick challenge.
Still going here as well. He's like a ball, the little man. Born in Argentina, but
Austin, it's enough. It's enough, please.
Plays now for the Netherlands national side.
Austin,
At least one blow. Please.
but you're getting blows. So please, come in easy.
Well, Hague saying, come on, be easy about it. Austin Smith just asking for an earlier blow as Verga bursts down that channel. Primary example of when a player defends that line to goal. Never mind ball, body, goal. He's absolutely denying that direct line. But Austin Smith feeling that the player was fouled.
South Africa out of defence. Not too much as far as attacking options go. Hague, who was one of the highest players, was actually stood right next to his teammate there. Swanepoel with nowhere to go. Well, maybe you've predicted a scoreline. Let's have a look at Verga. Going forward, there he goes over the shoulder. Even a little bit of a push there from Panther to launch him into the sky. South Africa launching their next attack. 19 minutes left on the clock. Just the one shot on target for South Africa in this second half. Stockman denying, and that's the only work he's had to do in the game pretty much. However, Peter says he's been slightly busier down the other end. Most of the time has been spent taking the ball out the back of his goal. Divine. Van der Horst now. Jolie. Van der Veeren. So much room for the Netherlands here. Precision passing and that deflection the wrong side of the post from Bakker.
Okay, you're asking, all right.
That's why Bakker's gone to ground. He said he was pushed in the back.
Andy.
And he's going to a video referral here. This could be a penalty
asking
corner.
for pushing the back inside the D, over there.
Okay, I'll have a
Where
look.
Austin is now.
Well, he has to be confident about this because he's the only person that's gone over straight away to the umpire and made his case.
Yeah, it's Rhett Halkett who comes behind him. Bakker's led for the pass that goes across the circle. Ball played in hard from Vermeulen. Billy Bakker's gone flat for it, but it's whether Halkett just nudges him as he starts to run. There's the first lead. Is there a touch there? Well, from that replay, you'd suggest there is. You can see the flex on Bakker's spine as he goes. The shoulders just come backwards. Before that, difficult to see from that angle, but the angle from behind just shows Bakker's shoulders go backwards, the hips go forwards as Halkett gets a touch on him.
Well, the Dutch already in a huddle at the head of the D. Mink van der Veerden there to the right of the picture. Divine just loosening up as well. Is there a push in here? That's what the video umpire is looking for. If it is, it will be a penalty corner. If it isn't, we'll have a restart.
And it was the other angle that showed it better. The camera from behind the line of the run of Billy Bakker. So not across the face of it, because you can then see the pressure on the back from Halkett. The stick comes into the base of his spine, but it's whether the video umpire perceives that there's enough pressure there that isn't just two players contesting a space.
Hi, Paco.
Hello, go ahead.
Yes, I would believe that was a push in the back. I would have thought better with a penalty corner rather than a penalty stroke. And obviously Holland keep their referral.
So we go for penalty corner then, Andy?
That would be my recommendation, yes.
Clear instruction coming from Andy Mayer, the video umpire for us today. Radios that message down pitch side, and much to the delight of the fans, we've got our second penalty corner of the evening.
Clarity and decisiveness from the video umpire. Andy Mayer, incredibly experienced, suggesting that if it was perceived to be deliberate, it could have been a penalty stroke. However, in his opinion, it's players contesting space. There's too much physical contact, which is why a penalty is awarded, but it's only a corner.
6 goals on the board, 5 separate goal scorers, just Kemperman with the 2 goals. Hertzberger, Verga and Van Ass also on the score sheet. Can Mink van der Veerden add his name? Wouter Jolie alongside him, but surely this is going to be Van der Veerden from the head. It is. Lets it go, and the keeper watched that one all the way. The follow-up shot smashed away Eventually clobbered clear by Swanepoel. Good flick. Watched all the way, though, by the goalkeeper, so hats off to him. That ball was travelling for sure.
Petersen hasn't done particularly well around his feet, and that's not a great flick from Van der Veerde. That's a superb second touch from the keeper with the end of his stick.
Divine infield to Robert van der Horst. Now the two just again exchanging passes, and the Netherlands look to build up some sort of momentum to carry them forward. Here's Sander Bart now going route one all the way through the heart of the field. Just gets one final touch in here. Another chance. Just look to pull it back onto the foot of Austin Smith. And we're going for a video referral again because Rogier Hoffmann is super confident that this has hit a foot.
Go for the ball.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I'm absolutely certain that it hit a foot in the middle of the circle. Certainly looked like it.
Yes, hello, Paco.
Could you please check if it was a foot over there?
Yes, we'll do. We're looking now.
All right.
Andy Mayer already on it. Looking at a screen with several different angles. We'll show you ours. Hoffmann here picks up the ball. It was Sander Bart with that driving run through the midfield that sets up this opportunity. Austin Smith goes in, and there, very obviously, coming up off the toe.
Yes, it's a defender's foot, and therefore penalty corner.
Yeah, that's probably one of the simpler ones that Andy Mayer has had to officiate on.
So Hertzberger converted the Netherlands' first penalty corner. Mink van der Veerden came close to getting his name on the score sheet last time round. Now he gets another crack at it. Well, if this goes in, just listen to the reaction. This is going to get in The Hague. Van der Veerden again sets up. Let's go again, and stays with that top right option. But Petersen, well, one of the tallest keepers out there, just extends the left-hand glove and keeps this one out.
Yeah, and again, it's not a great flick. Mink van der Veerde hasn't opened his hands enough. If you're going to do that, you need to really slide the right hand away from the ball, generate the spin away to the goalie's top left.
And talking of goalkeepers, from one end to the other, Pierman Blaak comes on in place of Jaap Stokman. Stokman, having kept a clean sheet up until now, makes way for the Netherlands' #2 goalkeeper. Austin Smith. Well, Netherlands staying high in their press and not really allowing an outlet ball there for Halkett. South Africa almost across their halfway line as Galama wears one on the inside of his foot. Halkett again. Pierman Blaak just gives his post a quick tap, gets himself into the mood. He'll play the remaining 16 minutes of this game for the team in orange. Sevi van Ast now looking to extend the lead here. Hertzberger not able to draw in the foul.
That's an unbelievable interchange of players. As soon as the Netherlands brought the ball through midfield, all three forwards led away high. They knew exactly what they were going to do. They knew the next pass when they were going to get it. And in doing so, it makes the play so fluid.
Well, plenty more hockey still to enjoy here. Some crunch games tomorrow, the highlight of which has to be Belgium versus England. That, the late game, 7:45 local time pushback. And the winner of that game will go through to the semi-finals. Must-win game for both sides. We start the day with a women's game. New Zealand versus Australia. That'll be another classic as Hertzberger comes forward now. Surely he's going to get the reverse stick shot off. Does. Forces the save from the keeper. Petersen with a right foot save, denying Hertzberger. That's more like it. Confidence will start to grow now for the South African goalkeeper. He's already conceded 6 in this game.
Yeah, the first movement from Hertzberger to create this space anyway was exceptional. He's managed to get a front edge to that. Petersen making the save look pretty easy.
How did he wind up with so much space?
Well, as the ball came outside his right foot, as soon as the defender committed from inside to outside, he tucked it under his feet.
Now South Africa coming forward, creating a bit of space for themselves, and the shot for Lloyd Norris-Jones on the half volley. Takes it down into the turf, and Blaak makes his first save. Nice, just come on.
There's a card here.
Makes the save, and Norris Jones, I think, is going to be going to the dugout for that foul. Here's the look at his shot, first of all. On the half volley, off the back foot, steers it goal bound, and it could have got a deflection there from Drummond too.
Yeah, Penman Black having to be right on his game from the very first moment.
Ball across the face of D. Was a chance. Jonker was on the far post.
Instinctive pass along the baseline. As soon as the players are getting it, firing it away for more opportunities.
Norris Jones sits out. Here's why. 2 minutes in the sin bin for that push.
Well, to be fair, Kalima made a lot of it after the initial contact. I think the initial contact was pretty strong, but he certainly went down quite easily, having realised he'd been given a nudge.
Eustace wins the free hit.
5-5!
Robinson with the restart, drives into the D, beats Van der Horst, comes to ground and earns the penalty corner. The first penalty corner for South Africa in this game, and a really good shooting opportunity now, despite being down to 10 players.
Very much so. Jonty Robinson driving the space. Robert Van der Horst being caught out, and in the end just taking his feet from underneath him. But the Dutch just losing a tiny, tiny little bit of focus, getting caught out, and that flailing stick as Van der Horst got tripped, taking Robinson down.
Well, Halkett is going to be the stick stopper. Reed Ross is there, as is Austin Smith. Side by side, the pair. Well, they probably flip for this. Who's it going to be? Reed Ross in the headband or Austin Smith, the captain? Looks as though it's going to be Smith from the way they're set up. Smith from the head of the D, let's rip, and the number one runner gets something on it. The follow-up shot, though, is again tipped around the post, this time by Blunt. It'll be a long corner.
Austin Smith looking despondent.
Reverse stick shot chance. Hertzberger back there, still got those gloves on from his defensive duties on the baseline.
What a pass!
Will counter-attack. Comes in. Oh, reverse stick shot. Goes high. Hits the crossbar and goes off that for a 16-yard hit. What about that for power? What about that for
well, this is a
end-to-end
replay.
hockey?
Great save from Black as it goes off round his right-hand post, off his big right glove. Backer twisting and turning, and from no angle at all, he's hit the frame of the goal over Peters's shoulder.
Peterse reacting about a second after it had whistled past his ear as well.
That was either going to hit him in the head hard or go wide.
Well, yeah, I'm glad it didn't hit him in the head. Do feel sorry for that post, though. Took it right on the chin. Van der Linden at the back, just a casual ball forward to Van der Veerden. South Africa staying high in their press.
Well, I think that's commendable from Fabian Gregory to decide that actually they'll give this a go. You could just sit back in a half court and hope that you don't concede anymore. Think about damage limitation, reputation, talk about what you like. But they're going out and they're giving it a go against the dominant men in orange.
One of those striding forward now, it's Hertzberger, change of pace, change of gear, and looks to slot that one underneath the goalkeeper's pad. Played it again off the back foot, just left the ball behind him. Didn't necessarily generate a lot of power behind the shot, was going for precision, and can't quite pick up the follow-up pass, which finds him in the D and now goes off for a sideline ball.
Hertzberger's cadence, his foot speed, was unbelievable as he accelerated through the space.
What options do South Africa have here? Just a little lifted ball forward in the end to Swanepoel.
Getting away with a hopeful spin around the feet. We see here Hertzberger accelerated, and then little clip hit opens his wrists. Very nearly undoes Peterse as he's moving forward.
Straight back up the other end. Penalty corner. This time earned by Malgraf. Ignatius Malgraf earning the second penalty corner for South Africa. Flat-footed Mick van der Veerden getting caught out by the skills of the South African. So just the second corner of the evening for South Africa. Netherlands have converted 1 from 3. Peerman Blaak has come on in place of Jaap Stockman to get some big game experience. There's a view from behind the South Africa battery. Reid Ross, again alongside Austin Smith there in the forefront of your picture.
South Africa have gone to 2 castles, enabling both Reid Ross and Smith to be either side of the goal.
Who looks more interested? It's Reid Ross this time, lets that one go high into the net and gets one back for South Africa. Justin Reid Ross makes it South Africa 1, Netherlands 6.
As it comes to right-hand castle, Reid Ross picks it in the hook of his stick, accelerates, pick and twist, in, rotate and pull, away to Peerman Blaak's right. The goalkeeper has to move slightly to his left because of the castle position, but can't then get across that side netting on the right side of the goal.
There is confirmation of Justin Reid Ross's goal on 62 minutes. There's one back. Great stuff this from South Africa, still going to the very end. Another chance, this time deflected over the bar. Balkenstein with the final touch, taking it high and wide. It'll be a long corner. Good intent in that last South Africa attack.
Yeah, and the Netherlands, whilst having been on the, I said, on the front foot and a metre further forward than their opponents pretty much at all times, have now just taken their foot off the gas and are being punished.
Van der Linden had to retreat 5 metres there, and in doing so forces the unforced error from Panther.
And the difficulty is in any game like this, once you take your foot off the gas, off the accelerator, the momentum drops away. It's really difficult to recreate it. The Dutch will still have the same flow going through the higher parts of the pitch, but will they have the leading off the ball that creates the space for those multi-man overlaps?
Bakker picks up, lays off to Vermeulen. Back through Mink van der Weerden. Forward again to Bart, who has acres of space leading towards that ball. Van der Weerden on the overlapping run. Back to Vermeulen, though, and the right half seems to be open. Jolie comes route one ball. It gets a little touch from a South African stick, and Austin Smith comes to gather, but only enough to put it onto his teammate's foot.
Yeah, Austin Smith frustrated, the body language, the shoulders down, the hands up, as he knows that he made the right forward movement, but his teammate hadn't reacted.
Balkenstein pegged right back into his own defensive quarter. South Africa again come forward, advantage played. Sander Bart will now have some room to accelerate. Look at him go with that reverse angle on the stick, and he's got room to go all the way himself here. Sander Bart scores after a magnificent run, a solo effort. Bart adding a 7 for the Netherlands. It's South Africa 1, Netherlands 7.
Right at the beginning of that run, I thought it hit a foot. Bart in the end was able to completely dominate the space he ran through. Peterson moving to his left and being done to his right. Great dink inside. Super execution from a low grip stick. Top hand goes down to meet bottom hand. Drilled past the moving keeper.
Sounds like a song. So Sander Bart driving it past Peterson in the goal. A 7th goal now for the Netherlands. Victory was pretty much in the bank after the first half. 4-0 up at half-time. 3 goals in this second half for the Netherlands. Still, South Africa coming through defiant to the very end and really playing out this game, which is credit to them. Jonker this time picks up and will have another counter-attack. Van der Horst is going in front of him, Berger alongside him. Now Van der Horst picks up. Jonker heads for the peace spot. Kemperman for the hat-trick. It's his foot. Wrong game, Sonny Jim.
And even as Kemperman picked that in the middle of the circle.
Casual from Bart to bring that down. Back to you, Simon.
Even as he picked that in the middle of the circle, Rogier Hoffman had gone off round his left-hand side. The player's still quite happy to get off the shoulders of the ball carrier, just offering options, meaning that whenever a man with an orange shirt has got the ball, there's 2 or 3 opportunities, either to be conservative, keep it and play it, or to just do something a little bit more creative like that.
Yeah, that'll do. Netherlands with the free hit just outside the D. Hofman now decides to go. Little threat underneath his arm. Picked up. And South Africa have it with Patton. Spread wide to Robinson. Ball ahead to Hikes. Taken from around the back there. Again, it's Bart with that change of pace. Sander Bart, having just scored from a similar situation on this side of the pitch, thought he was going to do the same there. Van der Veerden now. Crossfield to Jolie. Halema for the Netherlands and Drummond for South Africa wait at the bottom of our picture to come on as substitutes. Well, the Netherlands can take all the time in the world here. Again, another poor missed trap from Kemperman. Desperate for that hat-trick, 2 on the night. Scoring the Netherlands' 4th and 5th goal this evening.
Well, it doesn't surprise me in any way that Kemperman's gone to an out-and-out centre-forward position, trying to look to put pressure up on Austin Smith when the ball was going round through the back three. If South Africa rotate out now, they could have a problem.
Van Ass and Bakker alongside him. Bakker makes way for Halema and clattered out into touch from Van der Horst. Oh, Norris Jones with the restart. Halkett back out through the heart of his defence, governed by Austin Smith, the captain. Swanee pull forward. Reid Ross, the goal scorer, just keeping it out of touch from Sander Bart. First time touch around, back to the skipper. It's a bobbly one, he has to come for it. Adamant of coming down this right-hand flank.
Yeah, Halema's just a choice of run going out to the top, forcing South Africa back. And even now, with 2.5 minutes to play, the Netherlands happy to go to a full court press.
Kemperman picks it up. Muscled off the ball by Robinson, wins the free hit. Under 2.5 to play. Taken inside the 23. Has travelled 5 now, so can go into the D. Well, the whistle had gone long before the ball ended up in the back of the goal.
Look at the man who touches it in. Kemperman dribbles. It's come up off a stick as it goes into the circle. No danger perceived. Austin Smith does get fouled by Jonker. At the end of the day, however, it's Robert van der Horst, the fullback and captain, on the right-hand post to tap it in.
As we said, won't count though. I think they've had their fair share of goals this evening. The Netherlands 7-1 the score. I tell you what, I'm happy with that because that was my prediction ahead of this game. Didn't say it on camera, but behind the scenes, mentioning it to one of our other colour commentators, David Hart, the Ireland goalkeeper. I think he predicted an 8-0. Last couple of minutes then. 7-1 on the night to the Netherlands. Can South Africa get one more back? Van der Horst takes out for a long corner.
Van der Horst making that look so simple as the ball's played from Hikes.
Here's a ball in across D.
It's missed.
That was a chance. Reid Ross again at the far post. Scored on 62 minutes from a penalty corner and could have had a second here.
Well, the ball's come across. It's bounced through two Netherlands players, and then Reid Ross unable to see it in the first instance or bat it in at the second.
Well, he said these things come in threes. Hertzberger now. Final attack for the Dutch. Again, Hofman not able to gather it this time.
Well, Hoffman just wanted a touch and swing.
It's gone across the final touch from Hertzberger. So that looks like it will be the last attack for the Dutch. Let's have another look at it.
He just wanted to touch that on the forehand and absolutely belt it. Touch let him down, however.
100% press here from the Netherlands. A confident stride out of defence from Halkett at the very end. The Netherlands just too strong on the night. And comfortable victors here to take the 3 points and qualify for the semi-finals. So the men are there, the women are there. Their opponents yet to be decided with the final pool game still to go. But the final scoreline here, South Africa 1, Netherlands 7. So goals for Billy Bakker, Valentin Berger, Jeroen Hertzberger, Sander Bart and Sebi Van Ass, and 2 on the night for Robert Kemperman, making it 7 in total. South Africa's only response, a penalty corner from Justin Reid-Ross on 62 minutes. What a game.
The Dutch set their stall out early. They came out with a full-court press. South Africa holding off, giving them far too much time and space. I don't think the tactical decision to play half-court worked particularly well.
Stockman made way for Pierman Blaak. The Netherlands added 7 more goals to their goal tally. And we've enjoyed a thoroughly enjoyable game here on day 8. It's finished South Africa 1, Netherlands 7. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. It means the Netherlands progress through to the semi-finals. We don't know who's going to join them from Pool B. Argentina currently on 9 points. Germany also on 6 points alongside New Zealand. Korea and South Africa at the very bottom of the table with just 1 point. Fans have had a blast. Blaak's had some pitch time. The Dutch are all smiles as they progress through to the semi-finals. The team gathering just at the foot of our picture there. Stocky even getting involved as well, the 2014 World Cup mascot. Well, for South Africa, they'll still have 1 more game to look forward to in the pool stage, and then that classification match. In the pool, it's Argentina still to come. Argentina win that game, they too go through to the semi-finals. Who'd have thought that at the beginning of the tournament? As for the Netherlands, well, 1 more pool game to go. Let's head down pitch side and hear from the goal scorer, Justin Reid-Ross.
Well, Justin, plenty of noise here. It was always going to be a tough night, but you found a goal. How would you rate the way your boys fought it out?
Yeah, look, it's always going to be tough playing against a home team in a stadium like this that's all orange. We knew it was going to be tough, and we just wanted to come out and fight and really work hard. We didn't have a lot of preparation for this tournament, so yeah, we're just trying to do what we can and then really build on the structure for the next coming years.
Well, you said you haven't had much preparation, so how do you then rate your performance across the tournament when you look back on it?
I think we're still very disappointed with the simple mistakes we've made. I think we've given away some really average goals at average times of the game. But with that said, I think we're working really hard. We're creating opportunities. Some of the young players are coming in and really working hard and doing some good stuff. So it's good to see.
Well, good luck against Argentina.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
And we've also got Billy Bakker not far away.
Hi.
Congratulations, Billy. First and foremost, nice to have that semi-final place booked, no doubt.
Of course, yeah, that's where we work for. We're now at last four teams, so we're really happy.
Well, the scoreboard looks good. There's plenty of noise. The crowd is happy, but do you think you'll be happy with the way you played tonight?
Yeah, I think so. If you look to the scoreboard, you'll see 7 goals for us. Sometimes we had some patience and we play on safety there, and we wanted to keep the 0. That was something that didn't work today, but at the end it was 7-1, so we were happy. Yeah.
Well, the results have been good. You set such high standards, though, in your team. What do you need to work on as you get to the medal games?
Yeah, we need to keep playing patience, like we did against Germany and against Korea. We know that sometimes teams can really be played defensively, and for us it's like play around, play like a team, and then we have a good chance.
And does it change the way you attack your last pool game?
Yeah, maybe, but we want to have 3 points. You see, we have 15,000 people here who want to see playing hockey, and if you play like for keeping playing 0-0, then nobody's happy. So we will be playing attacking.
Thanks, Billy. Good luck.
Thank you.
So the Netherlands just going off on their tour of duty, thanking some of those 15,000 fans that have stuck around to see their heroes in orange. They now lead the way, 4 wins from 4. And look at that goal advantage they've got as well. 12 points, they sit at the top of the table. Argentina, if they beat South Africa, will join them in the semi-finals. Germany and New Zealand will have to watch on. Korea and South Africa, as you can see, they're down at the bottom of the table with their final pool games still to play. Well, we kickstart tomorrow with some fantastic hockey. It's the New Zealand girls that get us underway against Australia at 10:30 local time. Also, the Australian men take on India in Pool A's final game. Spain versus Malaysia. We also have the Netherlands versus Korea, Japan versus Belgium in the women's half of the draw. And then that crunch game between Belgium and England to look forward to, last game of the day tomorrow. But from myself and all of the commentary team here on day 8, a very good bye.